Thank you very much, guys. Joining us to look at that game is a Splice's mid laner, Senkux. First off, well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's start by diving into this one, taking a look at the picks and bans. What did you guys make of it? A lot was said about the Trundle, of course, but what do you guys think of the drafts?
I think it was fine for Giants, but I don't know if I agree totally with the Trundle. In a split push scenario, he's not like the greatest of all, but or like he is the best. I mean, in split push scenario, but when it comes to grouping, he's not the best. And it seemed like these two teams only wanted to group. I'm not sure if it fits in the comp that well then.
Wait, what did you make of the mid lane matchup then, the Lux versus Victor, and how the Lux ended up being built with Morellos first?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I agree with the Morello because he was playing against an Elise and the Victor, and I feel like the Athenes is so much better. Like it's better for fighting when you get the mana back, and it's generally just the MR is pretty good when he plays against the Victor. But the mid lane matchup in total, I think Pepe played it fine. He got the lead he should get in the matchup, and yeah, he played it well in lane.
Yeah, he got the lead in the lane, but you were talking a little bit off air though why Athenes is good because you're playing against two magic damage champions that will gank you, and we kind of saw that playing too far back a little bit from Pepe. That's our first replay. We can just get that on screen. Where yes, Giants get a lead, but it seems like they're so not used to getting a lead right now that they don't know how to push out a fight. So the fight starts here. We can roll the clip immediately. And Giants they started off pretty well here, picking off Hilo-san. But then later on, Senkux, you had something to say about Pepe's positioning.
Yeah, so we see here Pepe moves a bit back and forth, and he only chills, and the TPs come in. And right here, he shouldn't be too scared. He has double defensive summoners. He has post flash and the ghost up, and he has ulti. So he should move a bit more forward and try to zone them off the tower. And with a Trundle, they should be able to win this fight.
Yeah, the combined zone from Pillar and then the Lux E and maybe Q spam is something that was working really well for Giants, or could work well for Giants if Audrey gets ahead. Because then obviously they can force people to walk into them, and then this kite comp is so hard to get to. Yeah, you don't get to the Lucian like the Fisher was alluding to, but doesn't matter because Kog'Maw will be stronger. The problem is whenever Giants gets ahead, they stop playing the game.
Stop playing the game. They did get a couple of kills on the Lux though, and then something we wanted to highlight further on is that they then started forcing engages the wrong way. So it kind of turned around, but not in the right way for Giants. We'll get that replay up on the screen. Betongjoko was named there, sometimes going in when he shouldn't. But what did you guys make of this engage? We can roll the clip out, Senkux.
So yeah, like Betongjok starts out the fight, but he engages on Hylissang, like it's the thresh, and he ultis him into the team, but they miss the binding, and now Adler gets hooked as well. Like everything just goes wrong for Giants in this fight. Like there's nothing they can do after this.
Yeah, and we see these zero hesitation. Come on, guys, let's just wreck him type of fights whenever Giants behind, but whenever they're ahead, they seem to lack the decision making. Later on in the game, there's some Barons where they don't full clear, and it's just kind of sad for Giants because some guys have come out in some of our features. I think it was Ven is like, yeah, they play well, and then there's one big mistake, ruins it all, and it's back to square one.
I mean, especially in this one, because to be perfectly honest, Unicorns of Love didn't play to their level that we have seen from them in the last couple of weeks in this one, and Giants didn't look that far from it. It were just those mistakes. What do you make of the UOL? In this game, obviously, they didn't exert that bigger macro play that we had praised them for.
Well, I don't know. I feel like they gave up too many kills around the Baron. Like Elise face checks the Baron pit without wards on the other side, and she just gets one-shot by Lux. I feel like Giants could have forced the Baron a lot better here. Like they should have cleared all the vision. They just stood on the ping ward in the pit. They cleared all the vision and they stand on the ping ward. So I think they should definitely clear out the vision there, try to force the Baron. They have a Lux. If they run into them, you bind them, you can Tron Pillar, and they should be able to split up the fight and win it pretty easily.
Yeah.
Unicorns did show like some sign of brilliance, kind of thriving in the chaos. You know, I know dead meme and all, but the end of the game was pretty spectacular from them. They were winning a fight, and then they realized that they could just kind of send steelbacks in, you know, infiltrate the enemy base.
Didn't even notice.
Yeah, we were like, why are they fighting this fight this way? But look at the minimap, suddenly steelbacks wrecking that base. So that was good. Towards the end of the game, the Unicorns started picking it back up, but they had a pretty shaky start, and if they want to solidify themselves as a true top 6 team, they need to play a lot more crisp.
I agree. It was the typical UOL false sense of security for the opponents. Boom, we're in your base. You didn't even see it. It happened again for them. Something we did see again was Kog'Maw. And earlier we asked you what you thought was the most impactful change in 6.3. And at Sheltil said, the most impactful change will be Kog'Maw, Juggernaut being an acceptable comp again in the pick and ban phase. We've seen it a couple of times now, and we have a pro player here. What do you make of him?
I'm not sure if I agree that Juggernaut is the best right now. Juggernaut used to be like Lulu speed up and then Kog'Maw goes poke and then you take a tower. Kog'Maw right now is more like you stand still and you fire 5 shots at a time compared to any other champion in the game. So I think like Lulu Kog'Maw can still work with the shields, but I don't think it's the same Juggernaut as we've seen like in the past.
But you think a protect the carry comp, protect the Kog'Maw comp is viable?
Yeah, it can be viable. Like I think Kog'Maw is a really strong AD carry right now. Especially if like we say Lucian and Kalista is out of the picture. I think picking Kog'Maw early can be viable, and then if you have like enough peeling to him so he can stand still and shoot so many attacks he can get off, then it's good.
Unless you have that crazy Korean APM where you just move in between your own attacks.
Starcraft.
Or he has a Soraka as well to heal him up.
Soraka helps.
Nice. In any case, we need to take a quick break as we close in on our match of the week between the reigning European champs Fnatic and the first place G2 Esports. And as we go, it's important to remember that the winner of the spring split gets the honor of representing Europe at the 2016 Mid-Season Invitational, which will be held in Shanghai, China. And here's a first look at what's in store.